Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aisyah Azman. Metric number 1192700. Today I will talk about the issues of determining of accurate Fajr and Dhuha prayer times. Apart from facing the Qibla correctly, identifying appropriate prayer times is an important component of a Muslim's life because it is one of the requirements for his prayers to be accepted. The determination of accurate times for the Zuhur, Asar and Maghrib prayers does not present any difficulties because these matters have been clearly verified, thus and the measurement parameters used are more easily determined because the length of the shadows that are clearly visible could be the movement of the sun. However, determining the Fajr, Isha and Dhuha prayers might be difficult and I will discuss it later. Okay, next we will talk about methodology of the research. Okay, this study intends to collect data from past studies in order to uncover challenge and problems in identifying the proper times for the Fajr and Dhuha prayers in Malaysia. The data is analyzed using the content analysis method, which is a logical approach to identifying flaws and problems with estimating exact times for the dawn Fajr and forenoon Dhuha prayers. Okay, now I will explain about the theoretical framework in determining accurate Fajr prayer times from fiqh and astronomy perspectives. Okay. Before digging deeper into scientific data collection methods, it's important to comprehend the concept of the start of Fajr prayer from a fiqh perspective in order to meet the Sharia needs and expectations. Okay, in general, the notion and principle of the beginning of fasting and Fajr prayers is described in the Quran and Hadith, such as verse 187 of Surah Al-Baqarah. Fajr begins when the sun's altitude is 19 degrees to 20 degrees below the horizon, according to most astronomers. Trigonometric calculations are used in theory to establish the precise timing of Fajr prayers. Okay, now I will explain about issue and problems with Dhuha prayer time. Okay, as we know, Dhuha begins after the sun has risen to equal to a spare's length according to astronomical calculations. The lesser Dhuha and the greater Dhuha have been divided into two different occasions for Dhuha. The fact that correct times for Dhuha are the challenge and problem due to the fact that dalil is unclear. When the sun has risen as high as one spare length over the horizon and juvenile camel's hoofs have bumped from the heat are among the dalil for Sharia calculating Dhuha time. Dhuha time is described as the time when the sun reaches 1/4 of the way through the day or until istiwa. As we know, Fajr, Isha and Dhuha have a problem to determine the right time, so there are some solutions or ways that we can follow to study in determining the right and accurate time. First, an investigation on the use of sky brightness and in determining accurate Fajr time. Number one is a review of the accurate Fajr time needs to be carried out by detecting changes in the brightness of the skies. Number two is it is important to choose the most suitable equipment so that there is no error in the data collected. Next, review on the length of shadows in determining the beginning time for Dhuha. Okay, number one is a review on the start time for Dhuha must be carried out by measuring the length of the shadow to determine the suitable height of the sun parameter to be used in calculating prayer times. Number two is the choice of precise instruments and equipment such as the shadow rod for measuring the length of the sun's silhouette must be done in order to minimize major errors in data acquisition. The last one, both prayer times need to be studied with more areas in order to get more comparisons and informations. Okay, so the conclusion is, as we know in Islam, the determination of the time of prayer is very important in fulfilling the obligations of fardu. So it is very important to know and research the correct time of prayer to facilitate the worship is performed. Therefore, the observation of the changes in the brightness of the sky using the naked eye and equipment to determine the start time of subuh prayer and measuring the length of shadow determine of beginning of the duha. Duha should be done in order to comply with the rules, the demands of science and the sharia. Studies also shows that the development of modern astronomical equipment and science can help solve this sharia problem. That's all from me. Thank you.